where the two channels meet. So if you look up underneath, it may look completely rust-free.
Here we are, the Jeep Farm staff.
This episode of Working on the Jeep Farm is brought to you by Willys, the best in Willys news and Jeeps for sale, backed by a worldwide group of vintage Jeep experts. Visit Willys.com.
This is a 57 Willys pickup truck. It was basically in pieces all over a barn. Bed was in one spot, you know, the front end was in another spot, all this, that, and the other. It's got a Buick 350 and a T150 and a Dana 20 out of an early 70s Wagoneer. It was originally white, not originally, but it was white when I got it. And basically what I did was just wet sanded the white out and tried to make it look as nice as we could, because this was a budget restoration. We painted the what is jade tint green on the top and the sides. Did the wheels and the tires, painted the bumper. We did Hella H4 headlamps. Did a Willwood brake conversion, which was a master cylinder and dual reservoirs. But basically the gist is, you know, we had to work within a budget, and it did not allow a complete remake of the entire body. So working with basically an old backyard paint job, I just wet sanded. I did a 800 grit, a 12, and then a 16, and then buffed it to make it look presentable. I desperately needed a new radiator, so we did an aluminum radiator to help keep the Buick motor cool. These are the remote reservoirs for the Willwood brake cylinder. And as you can see, he's done a little bit of painting on the firewall and done the electric wiper conversion. But this is still a work in progress. A lot of this stuff has to still be pulled off and painted. But most of the working of the Jeep we got squared away before he took possession of the vehicle back. So, you know, overall, basically we straightened the bumper. I'd like to do little things like this, like put chrome bolts in it. We detailed the underneath, and we painted the wheels and I had them pinstriped. Did new lug nuts and detailed the locking hubs. And like I said, a lot of this is just price point restoration. So you can see some older body work here and there on the truck, which really wasn't in the budget to redo, so we really just tried to make it pop on its own without breaking the budget. You know, we did CJ, these are actually I think CJ 2A mirrors that we put on, because this had 80s Ford mirrors. So when we painted this, we were able to fill these lower sets of holes here where the arm came up and did this and had the big head mirrors. So we did this in order to hide the holes. You know, it's one of the things we try to do just to keep the budget down. He wanted a more modern radial tire, so we found these Cooper tires. Yeah, I think they're 235/85 16s. They kind of look the part, but they don't roar like the bar lug tires. We did a new tailgate. I hand make these brackets for the tail lights here and the license plate hanger. And I do typically do LED lights on the tail light. We also did a lot of work on the interior. We did the door panels, the seats, the headliner, the floor mat, and I had to work with obviously the different shifter and four-wheel drive shifter that came out of the Wagoneer. So we kind of worked with some off-the-shelf Mr. Gasket boots that don't look perfect, but they fit the Jeep really well. And then did the Willys floor mats. And it turned out really nice. I mean, for not painting the truck completely, you can see I touched up some white here, and then the previous owner had not painted, so when the bed was off, we painted all down here, painted under the bed, new tailgate. We found these splash panels, so we put these on and painted those. and just turned out to be a really nice driver.
Roll B, scene B2, take one. Mark.